Get out of my life, Emma. You're just a burden now. Marcus's voice sliced through the sterile air as he stood over her hospital bed, his tie loosened, eyes cold. Emma clutched her newborn son tighter, the cesarean stitches pulling like fire across her belly. She bit her lip hard, blood tasting metallic on her tongue. But our baby, she whispered, voice cracking. He cut her off. The baby's mine too, but I'm done. Julia's waiting outside. She's the one I love, not some exhausted black woman who can't keep up. Emma's hands trembled on the tiny bundle, the baby's soft breaths the only anchor in the storm. She had fought 5 years of infertility treatments, injections burning her thighs, doctors' offices filled with white coats dismissing her pain as typical for your demographic. Now, 2 days post-surgery, her body screamed with every shift, swollen breasts leaking, abdomen throbbing like a fresh wound. Marcus paced, his polished shoes clicking sharply. Sign the papers, I'll give you nothing. You've got your teaching job, figure it out. She pressed her forehead against the baby's downy head, inhaling his milky scent to steady herself. Memories flashed, their wedding in Atlanta's humid summer, promises whispered under oak trees. But here, in this dim room with beeping monitors, betrayal hit like a slap. Why now, after everything? She demanded, voice rising despite the pain. He smirked. Because Julia gets me. She's ambitious, not stuck in some inner-city school teaching kids who look like you. The racial jab landed hard. Emma's jaw clenched, fists balling the sheets. Nurses hovered outside the door, whispers filtering in. Poor thing, right after birth. But no one intervened. Marcus thrust the divorce packet onto her lap, pages fluttering. I'm filing today. Don't make this ugly. Emma's eyes burned, but tears refused to fall. She wouldn't give him that. Instead, she straightened, ignoring the stab in her gut. You think this breaks me? He laughed harshly. It should. Black single moms like you end up on welfare anyway. The baby stirred, letting out a weak cry. Emma rocked him instinctively, her arms aching from the effort. Marcus glanced at the child once, expression blank. Keep him quiet. Julia hates noise. He turned to leave but paused at the door. Oh, and your mom's not coming. Told her you're fine on your own? The door slammed, echoing like a final nail. Emma's breath hitched, rage bubbling under the hurt. She traced the baby's dark curls, so like her own, and whispered fiercely, We'll survive this, little one. Mama's got you. But doubt crept in as exhaustion hit. Bills loomed, hospital costs uninsured because Marcus had forgotten to renew her coverage. Her teaching salary barely covered rent in their modest Atlanta apartment. She fumbled for her phone, scrolling through old photos, her sketches from college, vibrant paintings of black women rising from ashes, buried dreams. Not anymore, she muttered, deleting a picture of Marcus. The baby's cry grew louder, pulling her back. She nursed him through gritted teeth, milk coming in fits amid the stress. Outside, Atlanta's traffic hummed indifferently. Marcus's car peeled away with Julia in the passenger seat, her laughter faint through the window. Emma's resolve hardened. She wouldn't beg, but how to fight when her body betrayed her with every move? The question hung heavy, unanswered, as the nurse finally entered, offering pain meds with pitying eyes. Emma refused them. I need to stay sharp. Her mind raced. Escape, rebuild, protect. The anomaly gnawed. What kind of man destroys his family at its most vulnerable birth? Take the money and disappear, black girl. Marcus is mine now. Julia's voice dripped venom as she burst into the apartment later that evening, her designer heels stabbing the hardwood floor. Emma froze on the couch, baby cradled in her arms, the cesarean scar pulsing like a live wire. Who let you in? Emma snapped, her knuckles whitening around the blanket. Julia waved a thick envelope, smirking. Your mother-in-law said you needed help. Here's $5,000, enough to get you and that kid out of our way. Emma's chest tightened, breath shallow against the post-surgery haze. Before this nightmare, life had been a fragile balance. Mornings grading papers at her Atlanta elementary school. Afternoons sketching in secret while Marcus climbed the bank ladder. She had shelved her art degree for stability, his stability, enduring microaggressions at parent-teacher nights, whispers about diversity hires, 5 years of fertility hell, hormone shots bruising her hips, failed cycles draining their savings, all while Marcus grew distant, late nights at the office. She believed in their vows and building a family despite the stares in their mixed neighborhood. He's worth it, she told herself then. But Julia flung the envelope onto the coffee table, bills scattering like accusations. Don't play victim. Black women like you always do. Expect handouts. Marcus says you're drained, no spark left. Emma's jaw locked, teeth grinding as fury surged. Get out, she hissed, standing despite the rip in her abdomen. Julia laughed sharply. Or what? Call the cops? They'd side with me. Pretty white girl versus you. The racial edge cut deep. Emma's fists clenched, nails digging into palms. Mother-in-law hovered in the kitchen, silent, avoiding eyes. This isn't right, she muttered finally. But Julia interrupted. Stay out of it, old woman. We're serious. House, kids, the works. Without her baggage. Emma snatched the envelope, ripping it open. Crisp hundreds stared back. A bribe wrapped in humiliation. You think this buys my silence? Her voice shook, but steel edged in. Julia leaned close, perfume choking the air. It buys your exit. Marcus filed already. No alimony, no support. Fight it, and we'll drag your unstable ass through court. Black single mom stats don't lie. The baby wailed, sensing the storm. Emma bounced him gently, her back screaming protest. Memories assaulted. Marcus's proposal under city lights. Promises of forever. Lies, all lies. She shoved the money back at Julia. Keep it. I don't need your pity. Julia's eyes narrowed. You'll beg soon enough. Welfare queen in the making. With that, she spun and stormed out, door slamming like thunder. Emma collapsed onto the couch, sweat beading her forehead, the scar throbbing in rhythm with her heartbeat. Mother-in-law approached hesitantly. He's my son, but this is wrong. Emma ignored her, mind racing. No more waiting. No more sacrificing. She grabbed her phone, opening a blank note. Day 1, expenses, diapers, $40, formula $30, pain meds, $15. Total owed, everything. Before the betrayal, she had dreamed quietly. Exhibits of her paintings, bold strokes capturing Black resilience. Now that fire reignited. We'll build our own world, she whispered to the baby, his tiny fingers gripping hers. Marcus texted, sign or suffer. She deleted it, blocking him. Goal locked. Survive, thrive, expose. No turning back from this catalyst, the shove into independence. But as night fell, doubt whispered, could she really rise alone in a system stacked against her? The answer burned inside, waiting to erupt. You're just another broke Black artist peddling sob stories. Nobody buys that crap. The gallery owner's email stung like acid as Emma stared at her cracked phone screen, fingers hovering over the delete button. She slammed the device down, her cesarean scar twisting in protest, but she pushed through, grabbing her sketch pad from the rickety table in her cramped Atlanta rental. Not today, she growled, charcoal flying across the page in furious strokes, depicting a Black mother cradling her child amid shattered glass hearts. The baby cooed from his makeshift crib, his tiny fists waving, pulling her from the edge. She had fled Marcus's apartment that night after Julia's bribe, stuffing diapers and formula into a duffel, hailing a cab with her last $20. Now in this shoebox room, smelling of damp walls, bills piled like accusations. Rent due, medical copays looming. Her teaching job on maternity leave offered scraps. No paid time for complications like yours, the principal had sneered over the phone. Emma's jaw tightened. She wouldn't crawl back. Instead, she booted up her ancient laptop, hands shaking from lack of sleep, and uploaded her first piece to Etsy. Postpartum Warrior. Price, $50. This is it, she muttered, hitting the post. Comments flooded in fast, harsh ones first. Overpriced junk from a welfare mom. Black art. Pass, too depressing. Emma's fists balled, nails cutting crescents into her palms. She fired back in replies. This is real life. Deal with it. But doubt clawed her gut. The baby cried, hungry again, formula running low. She mixed a bottle one-handed, rocking him as milk dribbled down his chin. Mama's fighting, baby boy. Flashbacks hit, college days, her professors praising her bold lines, but Marcus dismissing them as hobbies. Focus on us, he'd said, his hand possessive on her shoulder. Now alone, she channeled that fire. Next morning, a ping, first sale, $50 from a stranger in Chicago. Your strength shines through, the note read. Emma's chest swelled, breath catching sharply. She wired the money for groceries, then sketched more series on black motherhood. Swollen feet marching forward, eyes fierce against invisible chains. Upload, promote on Instagram, ignore trolls. You're exploiting your kid, one message. She blocked him mid-sentence, heart pounding. Mother-in-law called. Come back, Emma. Marcus regrets. Emma cut her off. He doesn't, and I won't. Click. Hang up fueled her next piece. A woman shattering chains with paintbrushes, challenges mounted like bricks. Online algorithms buried her posts. Not trending for your demographic, a forum advised. She learned hacks late at night, baby asleep on her chest, scrolling tutorials through bleary eyes. Pain meds wore off. Her scar itched furiously, but she sketched through it, lines bolder. A local black artists group messaged, join us, your voice matters. She attended virtually, camera off, absorbing tips. Push past the hate, a mentor barked. Emma nodded fiercely, implementing hashtags like Gabbern Black Mom Rise, candle collaborations, eased. Sales trickled. 100 here, 2 there. Enough for diapers, a new sketchbook. The baby's first smile cracked her open, soft and trusting. She captured it in watercolor, tears mixing with paint. We're building, little one. But exhaustion slammed hard. Nights up with colic, days hustling. A rejection email, not gallery ready. She crumpled it mentally, vowing more. Lessons sank in. Resilience wasn't born. It was forged in fire. Each brush stroke is step. Each sale is a victory. Yet as followers grew slowly, whispers of Marcus's interference surfaced. Anonymous accounts echoing his slurs. He won't stop me, she hissed, posting defiantly. The journey ignited, but threats loomed closer, testing her newfound spark. You think your little paintings scare me? I'll take the kid. Black moms like you crack under pressure. Marcus's lawyer snarled through the phone, his voice a whip crack as Emma gripped the receiver, her knuckles bone white. She paced the tiny rental, baby balanced on her hip, his weight pulling at her still healing scar. Tell Marcus he's wrong, she fired back, voice steady despite the tremor in her chest. The lawyer cut her short. Sign the custody waiver or face court. Your art career? Laughable evidence of instability. Emma hung up, slamming the phone so hard it skittered across the table. That call came hours after her breakthrough. The local gallery in Atlanta's Arts District had bought her entire series, 10 pieces of raw, unfiltered black motherhood, for $5,000. Cash hit her account like a lifeline. She wired rent, stocked formula, and even splurged on real canvases. We're upgrading, baby, she whispered, kissing his forehead as he gurgled. No more cramped sketches on napkins. Now a small studio space downtown. Walls blank slates for her fury-turned art. Followers exploded overnight. 3,000 on Instagram, shares from black influencers tagging "Rise from betrayal." But Marcus struck back fast. Anonymous tips to child services. Unfit mother, erratic hours, no stable income. Emma's fists clenched as she read the notice in her mailbox, paper crumpling in her grip. Not taking my son, she hissed, dialing her own lawyer, a pro bono fighter from the Artists Network. Fight this, she demanded. The hearing loomed. Marcus appeared via video, suit crisp, Julia smirking beside him. She's delusional, painting instead of parenting, he accused. Emma interrupted, chin high. These paintings pay bills you refused. The judge paused, eyeing her portfolio submitted as evidence. Flash of triumph. The media caught wind. A local paper ran the story. Divorced black artist turns pain into power. front page art section. Reporters swarmed her studio opening, flashes popping, questions flying. "How'd you overcome?" one probed. Emma's eyes blazed. "By refusing to break." Sales surged, another 2 grand from Prince alone. She hired a sitter for afternoons, sketched with fire in her veins, portraits of resilient women, fists raised against shadows. Marcus's threats backfired. Public outcry painted him the villain. "Custody stays with me," the judge ruled, gavel slamming. Emma's breath exploded out, relief flooding like cool water on burned skin. No retreating now. This victory locked her in. Studio lease signed, brand building, voice amplified. She framed the article on her wall, baby pointing at it with chubby fingers. "That's us, fighting back." But Marcus texted, "This isn't over. You're exposing our dirt." She blocked him again, heart racing. Mother-in-law pleaded in a voicemail, "Reconcile for the child." Emma deleted it, brushing charcoal dust from her hands. Lessons crystallized. Success drew enemies, but it armored her too. Each stroke bolder, each post fiercer. Threats escalated. Cyberstalks from Julia's circle. Slurs in comments. "Uppity black bitch is stealing spotlight." Emma reported them, blocking waves, her resolve ironclad. The baby's first steps that week, wobbly toward her easel, paint-smudged hands reaching. She scooped him up, laughter bubbling despite the ache. "We're unstoppable." Yet as acclaim grew, so did the target on her back. Marcus plotting deeper, alliances forming against her rise. The point crossed, no path back to shadows, only forward into the glare, where battles waited sharper than before. Black artists like you don't last. Your sob story's old news and we'll bury it. Julia's anonymous account blasted in the comments under Emma's latest post, her words a digital dagger slicing through the screen. Emma's fingers froze mid-scroll, her cesarean scar flaring like fresh coals as she sat bolt upright in her studio chair. "Not you again," she spat, blocking the profile. But more popped up, faceless trolls echoing, "Fake inspiration, just a bitter black divorcee." Her jaw clamped shut, teeth grinding audibly. Rage boiled, but she hammered the report button, reports stacking like feudal bricks. Marcus escalated overnight. Court papers arrived via courier, his signature bold, emergency motion for full custody. "Unstable environment, mother prioritizes art over child," the filing sneered. Emma's fist pounded the table, knuckles splitting skin. Blood smeared the documents as she read on. "Lies," she roared into the phone at her lawyer. He cut her off sharply. "They've got witnesses. Your ex's bank buddies swearing you're erratic." The baby toddled in, clutching a crayon, his innocent eyes wide at her fury. She scooped him up, heart slamming against ribs, whispering, "They won't take you." But doubt stabbed deeper. Sales dipped, buyers scared off by the online venom. Julia struck next, leaking old photos to tabloids. Emma post-surgery, pale and bandaged, captioned, "Unfit black mom expose." Headlines screamed across Atlanta feeds, "Artists rise or ruse. Custody battle heats up." Emma's breath hitched short, chest compressing like a vice. She deleted her app, but notifications buzzed relentlessly. Mother-in-law texted, "Talk to him, end this." Emma fired back, "He's the monster." No reply. Instead, gallery calls flooded. "Pulling your show, too controversial." Her easel toppled in her shove, canvases scattering. She knelt, gathering them with trembling hands, paint streaking her arms like war paint. Enemies circled tighter. Child services knocked unannounced. Inspector clipboard ready. "Reports of neglect. Art supplies hazardous?" Emma's eyes blazed. "Lies from my ex," he interrupted. "We'll decide. Hand over records." She complied through gritted teeth, scar throbbing in sync with her pulse. The baby cried during the inspection, clinging to her leg. She hushed him fiercely, but the report loomed ominous. Online boycott calls surged. "Don't support her drama. Black entitlement at its worst." Followers dropped by hundreds. Emma's laptop slammed shut, screen cracking faintly. "Fight back," she hissed, reopening to post defiantly. A new piece, black woman encircled by vultures, brush in hand. But pressure crushed harder. Marcus appeared at her studio door, flanked by Julia. Sign over the kid or we ruin you? Lawsuits, leaks, everything. Emma's stance widened, fists at her sides. Get out! Julia cut in. Or what? Call cops on us. They profile you, not me. The racial gut punch landed. Emma's nails dug into her palms, drawing blood again. Marcus smirked. Your empowerment ends here. Black single moms crash hard. She shoved the door, locking it with a click that echoed her resolve, but fear gnawed. Bank accounts frozen temporarily. Clerical error from his old firm. Bills piled up unpaid. Formula ran low. She mixed the last scoop one-handed, baby fussing hungrily. Allies faltered too. The artist his group distanced. Too much heat. Sorry. Emma's roar echoed alone in the studio, punching a wall, knuckles bruising. I built this! But isolation bit deep. Nights blurred into sketches of despair. Lines jagged. Cyberbullying peaked. Death threats in DMs. Go back to the hood, welfare queen. She reported endlessly, sleep evading, scar itching madly. The baby's fever spiked amid the chaos. She rushed him to the ER, doctors probing. Stress-related? Custody issues? Emma's head dropped, shame burning. My fight. Discharge papers in hand, she vowed silently. Hold on. But walls closed relentlessly. Enemies advancing, her spark flickering under the crush. The noose tightened, promising collapse. Yet a faint ember glowed, waiting for the final blow to ignite or extinguish. Custody to the father. Black mothers like you don't deserve second chances. The judge's gavel cracked down like a bone snap, his voice booming through the courtroom speakers as Emma's world shattered. She bolted upright from the wooden bench, her cesarean scar ripping open in agony, hands slamming the table. No! He's my son! She screamed, voice raw and breaking. The bailiff lunged forward. Sit down or you're out. Marcus smirked from his side, Julia's hand possessive on his arm, whispering triumph. Told you, she's unhinged. Emma's knees buckled. She collapsed back, fists pounding her thighs until bruises bloomed. The ruling hit like a freight train. Temporary full custody to Marcus, based on forged emails proving her neglect. Doctored timestamps from his bank tech. Witnesses paid off. Evidence overwhelming, the judge barked, cutting her lawyer's objection mid-sentence. Next case. Guards escorted her out. She clawed the doorframe, nails splintering. Please, let me see him. But the baby was already gone, whisked to Marcus's upscale condo, his cries echoing in her mind like ghosts. Outside, reporters swarmed, mics thrusting like spears. Comment on the loss? One jabbed. Emma shoved through, elbows sharp, tears scalding her cheeks despite her iron grip. It's rigged, against women like me. But headlines twisted it. Black artist crumbles in court drama. Sales plummeted overnight. Galleries canceled contracts. Liability too high. Her bank app flashed red. Accounts drained in legal fees. Marcus manipulated through old connections. Broke. Homeless next. She grabbed her duffel from the studio, canvases abandoned in heaps, paint tubes crushed underfoot in her haste. Mother-in-law called, Come get your things. Marcus wants the space. Emma hung up mid-word, phone hurled against the wall, screen shattering. Traitor. Flashbacks assaulted. Baby's first laugh, captured in a now unsold painting. Her rise now rubble. Allies vanished. Artists' group blocked her. Toxic association. Online mobs piled on. Knew she was a fraud. Black entitlement exposed. Death threats escalated. She deleted accounts, but echoes haunted. End it, welfare bitch. Her body betrayed too. Scarred and infected from stress, fever spiking, breasts aching with phantom milk for a child ripped away. She crashed on a friend's couch, duffel spilling sketches like spilled blood. Fight back, the friend urged. Emma cut her off. With what? Everything's gone. Bankruptcy notice arrived via mail. Debts from court and medical bills ballooned. Oh, 20 grand, she read aloud, paper crumpling in her fist. The baby's photo on her phone, last one before the snatch, stared back, his eyes accusing. Mama failed you. She punched the pillow, sobs wrenching her gut, scar splitting open with each heave. No food, she skipped meals, hunger gnawing like regret. Should have begged Marcus, doubt whispered, but pride flared, then fizzled. Julia texted anonymously, "Give up. You're done." Emma blocked, but the message burned. Truth in venom. Studio evicted. She watched movers haul her easels, brushes snapping under boots. Personal effects, one grunted. She snatched a single canvas, her postpartum self-portrait, clutching it like a shield. "This is all I have." Court appeal denied. No new evidence. Lawyer quit. Can't win against his pull. Isolation crushed. Friends distanced. Whispers of drama queen. The baby's birthday passed unmarked. She imagined his cake, Marcus feeding him lies. "My boy," she whispered to the empty room, rocking herself, fever delirium setting in. Hope evaporated like smoke. She curled fetal, scar weeping pus, body convulsing in silent wails. Over, all over. Marcus's victory parade online. Photos with the baby. Julia cooing. Happy family now. Emma's finger hovered over delete, but scrolled instead, masochistic stab after stab. "I lost everything. Dignity, art, him." The fall is complete, rock bottom cold and unyielding. Yet in the haze, a buried sketchbook page fluttered open. An old drawing of a phoenix mid-burn. A spark or illusion. The abyss beckoned deeper, promising oblivion, but a faint whisper resisted, waiting for dawn's cruel light. "You're finished, black trash. No kid, no art. Crawl back to the gutter where you belong." Marcus's voicemail spat venom as Emma replayed it on loop, her finger jabbing the screen until it cracked further, blood from her knuckles smearing the glass. She hurled the phone across the friend's cramped couch, body curling into a tight ball, cesarean scar weeping fluid through her shirt. "Shut up," she snarled at the empty air, fists hammering her forehead, bruises blooming instantly. The loss crushed her, baby gone, art silenced, dignity stripped raw. Nights blurred into endless voids. She rocked herself on the floor, knees drawn to chest, breaths ragged and shallow. "Why fight?" she whispered hoarsely, voice cracking like brittle glass. Flashbacks assaulted. Courtroom gavels echo, Marcus's smug grin, Julia's laugh-slicing air. "My boy! Where's my boy?" Sobs wrenched her gut, scar splitting with each heave, infection fever spiking hot. She clawed at the bandage, nails tearing fabric, pus staining fingers. Failed, all failed. Hunger gnawed, she ignored the fridge, body wasting, ribs jutting sharp under skin. Friend knocked softly. "Eat something, Emma." She cut her off mid-breath. "Leave me." Door clicked shut, isolation deepened, walls pressing in like accusations. Sketches scattered. Phoenix drawing mocked her from the corner. Lines faded. "Lies," she hissed, shredding it with bare hands, paper bits fluttering like defeated confetti. Doubt flooded. "Should have signed early. Begged. White girls like Julia win. Black moms like me? Doomed." Her jaw locked, teeth grinding enamel. Self-loathing burned hotter than fever. Worthless. Broke. Alone. Voicemails piled, mother-in-law pleading, "He's safe. Come talk." Emma deleted mid-sentence. Phone vibrating. Ignored. Traitors all. Body betrayed. Infection spread. Doctor visits skipped. "Can't afford," she muttered, curling tighter. Dreams haunted. Baby's cries echoing distant. Marcus dangling him like a trophy. She bolted awake, sweat-soaked, fists pummeling pillows. "Give him back!" Screams muffled into fabric, throat raw. Contemplation darkened. Pills in the cabinet stared back. Tempting peace. End it. No more pain. Fingers hovered, trembling. Baby's photo stopped her, her eyes pleading. "Can't abandon you twice." Regret clawed deeper. College dreams buried for Marcus, art sacrificed for stability. "Fool," she spat at her reflection, mirror fogged from fevered breaths. Punches to thighs left welts. "Deserve this." Friend tried again. "Appeal, fight." Emma roared back. "With what? Nothing left." Slammed door shook the frame. She slid down it, back scraping wood, scar throbbing in rhythm with sobs. Rock bottom, drowning. Hours stretched. She traced old scars, fertility needles pricks, whispering, survive that. But this? Doubt one rounds will fracture egg. Give up, disappear. Allies' messages trickled. Sorry, too risky. She blocked them one by one, contacts emptying like her soul. Alone forever. Body weakened, fever peaked, delirium setting in. Visions of a baby reaching, then vanishing. She clutched empty air, nails drawing blood from palms. Come back. Collapse hit full. She lay fetal, breaths labored, world narrowing to pain. No light, just dark. Yet in the haze, a crumpled note from her sketchbook surfaced, an old quote, rise from ashes. Mockery or lifeline? She crushed it in her fist, tears soaking through, resolve buried deep under despair's weight. The abyss swallowed whole, but a buried ember flickered faintly, unseen, unacknowledged, waiting for a breath to fan it alive. Black women like you think art saves everything? Wake up, it's trash. Just like your life. Julia's leaked email scorched Emma's screen as she accidentally reopened her inbox in the fevered haze, her finger slipping on the cracked display. She bolted upright from the floor, scar exploding in fresh agony, but she gripped the phone tighter, knuckles cracking. No more, she snarled, deleting the message mid-read, but the words lingered like poison, igniting a buried fury. In the abyss's grip, revelation struck hard. Marcus had stolen her ideas years back, her college sketches twisted into his bank's marketing campaigns, proof in old emails she unearthed from archived folders. Thief, she hissed, fists unclenching to scroll frantically, evidence piling like ammunition. The loss fueled insight. Her art wasn't a weakness. It was her weapon, buried under his sabotage. He copied me. Black creativity he claimed as his. Jaw set, she printed screenshots one-handed, papers scattering across the couch like battle plans. Friend burst in. You're burning up. Rest. Emma cut her off sharply. Look at this. She thrust the prints forward. The friend scanned, eyes widening. Sue him. Expose. Emma's breath steadied, fire rekindling. Art her true power, not his chains. Yes, on her final stand. Doubt shattered. She sketched feverishly, a new series emerging. Stolen flames. Black women reclaiming fire from thieves' hands. Lines bold, strokes vengeful, pain channeling into purpose. This ends him, mother-in-law called. Marcus says forgive, family. Emma interrupted. He stole my work. Proof here. Silence stretched. Mother-in-law hung up, but seeds were planted. Emma's plan crystallized, viral expose through her dormant accounts, tagging influencers, hashtagging where stolen black art. Community will rise. Fever broke slightly. She gulped water, scar cooling under fresh bandage, resolve iron. Lessons burned in. Betrayal birthed strength, silence no more. Fight smarter, use their weapons against them. Allies resurfaced via text. The artist's group unblocked her. Heard rumors, send evidence. She attached files instantly, alliances reforming. Together, she replied, fingers flying. Baby's photo stared from her wallet, his absence the core wound, but now fuel. For you, little one. She paced, energy surging despite weakness, plotting posts, timelines of theft, side-by-side comparisons of her originals versus his ads. Public trial. Julia's threats echoed hollow. Emma blocked her anew, empowerment surging like adrenaline. Revelation deepened action. She emailed galleries with proof, contracts reviving. Pulling show back on. Your story's gold. One responded immediately. Sales pinged, old fans returning. Knew you were real. Emma's roar echoed solo. Rise. Plan locked. Launch expos at dawn. Court appeal with theft evidence. Custody flip. No mercy. Body ached, but spirit ignited. Ember to inferno. They broke me once. Never again. Sketches piled high. Phoenix redrawn mid-rise, wings unfurling. The awakening complete, gears turning toward confrontation. Enemies unaware, her blades sharpening in shadows. Black thief like you stole my ideas. Now the world knows and you're done. Emma's voice thundered through the crowded gallery as she unveiled her expose piece, the projector beaming side by side. Her original sketches versus Marcus's bank ads, theft glaring. Marcus charged forward from the back row, face twisted crimson, Julia trailing with claws out. Lies! Shut this down, he bellowed, shoving through guests, elbowing a reporter. Emma stood firm on the stage, microphone gripped like a blade, scar hidden under her dress, but pulsing with victory. Proofs here. Emails, dates, your signatures. He lunged at the podium. You're hysterical. Black vengeance fantasy. She sidestepped, thrusting printouts into the air. The crowd gasped, phones flashing. Julia grabbed his arm. Stop her! Sue! But Emma cut through. Too late. Viral now. Posts exploded online. Hashtags, it's you, stolen black art trending, influencers reposting evidence like wildfire. Marcus swung a fist toward the projector. Security tackled him mid-swing, pinning his arms. Get off! She's the liar! Guests murmured outrage. Thief! Expose him, Julia screeched. She's manipulating. Poor black victim card. Emma's eyes locked on her. Your words recorded. She played the leaked audio. Julia's slurs echoed, the crowd booing instantly. Courtroom flash next day. Emma slammed evidence on the stand, judge's eyes narrowing at Marcus. Forgery admitted? The lawyer interrupted. Objection. The judge overruled sharply. Sit. Emma testified fiercely. He stole my art, my child. System favored him. Marcus leapt up. She's unstable. Bailiff restrained him. Order! Proof mounted, witnesses flipping, bank colleagues confessing under pressure. He bribed us, one admitted, voice cracking. Julia bolted from the gallery, heels clacking in retreat. Emma's fists unclenched slightly, breath steadying. Baby photos projected, his absence fueling her roar. Return my son. Media frenzy peaked. Headlines blared, black artist topples, ex and theft scandal. Marcus's job crumbled. The bank fired him mid-hearing. Scandal viral. Resign or face charges, the boss texted. He deleted it, face ashen. Emma's sales rocketed, galleries bidding, commissions flooding. Your story sells, the agent barked over the phone. She hung up empowered, rushing to the custody reversal. The judge banged the gavel. Full rights to mother, father restricted. Marcus collapsed in his seat, Julia fleeing alone. You ruined me, he yelled. Emma ignored, scooping her boy from foster hold, his arms wrapping tight, tears mixing with hers. Mama's here. Allies rallied. Artists' group reinstated her, collaborations pouring. Lead us, they urged. She nodded fierce, sketching on stage that night, Phoenix complete, wings ablaze. Marcus texted please. Forgive, family. She blocked final, no reply. Julia's account silenced, exposed as accomplice. Victory sealed. Bank settlement wired. 20 grand repaid, debts erased. Emma's stance widened, boy on hip, brush in hand. We won. But scars lingered, resolve etched deeper. The stand triumphed, enemies felled, yet echoes of battle hummed, ready for any shadow stirring. Black survivors like you inspire nothing. Fade away, forgotten. Marcus's final text flashed before Emma deleted it forever, her thumb smashing the screen with finality. Scar on her belly now a faint line of triumph rather than torment. She stood tall in her new Atlanta loft, boy giggling at her feet, paintbrushes scattered like conquered weapons. No more shadows, she declared, scooping him up, his laughter echoing off walls adorned with her sold-out series. Phoenixes rising, black women unbreakable. Life transformed, studio thriving, commissions from museums pouring in, her story a bestseller memoir. Stolen strokes, reclaiming my fire. Financial freedom hit hard, settlement funds banked, debts erased, boy enrolled in top preschool with no strings. Mama's boss now, she whispered, kissing his curls as he doodled beside her easel. Marcus crumbled further, jobless, Julia gone, living in a dingy rental, please ignored. Visit rights? Denied, court ruled. He showed once, boy hiding behind her leg. Who dat, mama? Emma's eyes steel. Nobody important. Marcus slunk away, shoulders slumped, defeat etched deep. Community shifted. Black artists rallied around her, workshops led by Emma on artist armor, empowering voices silenced before. Rise together, she barked at sessions, fists raised in solidarity. Headlines evolved, from betrayal to beacon, Black Mom's victory. Followers millions strong, posts sparking movements against theft and bias. Your story saved me, fans messaged. She replied fierce, mentoring online. Mother-in-law reached out. Proud, forgive. Emma cut short. Move on. No reconciliation. Boundaries ironclad. Daily rhythm pulsed strong. Mornings sketching with boy. Afternoons gallery runs. Evenings advocacy speaks. No man defines us, she told crowds, voice commanding. Scar a badge under spotlights. Changes rippled. Banks audited for bias. Laws pushed on IP theft targeting minorities. We demand justice. Petitions bore her signature. Signatures flooding. Boy's first words. Mama strong. She laughed, tears pricking, hugging him close. You made me. Julia surfaced in tabloids. Regret. Lost everything. Emma scrolled past, unmoved. Legacy cemented. Exhibitions global. Scholarships in her name for Black single moms in art. Pay forward, she vowed, funding programs from profits. Marcus's attempts faded. Blocked everywhere. Isolation his prison. Learned too late, she muttered, archiving old theft proofs. Boy grew, drawing his own phoenixes, eyes mirroring her fire. Fly high, baby. Infomercials? No, real impact. Women messaging, your stand freed me. Emma's reply, now free others. The new reality shone. Independence forged in fire. Unbreakable bonds with self and son. Message etched eternal. Black women wield power innate. Betrayal forges blades. Resilience conquers systems rigged. Never dim, she whispered nightly. Boy asleep, her brush dancing anew. The canvas stretched infinite, stories waiting to unfold. In Emma's powerful journey, we see the core lesson. Betrayal and injustice may knock us down, but trusting our inner strength and talents can rebuild us stronger, without the need for revenge. What do you think? Have you faced a similar battle and risen from it? Drop your thoughts and stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Thanks so much for watching and joining this ride. If it moved you, smash that subscribe button and bell for more inspiring tales. See you next time.